We're getting deep into this. It says, here's the mind having wisdom. So Yahuwah is calling us to think and to use the wisdom that he's given us. Here's the mind that has having wisdom. We've already established that Babel, ancient Babel, was located in North America, in the northeast section of North America. And it says the 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are 7 sovereigns. 5 have fallen, and 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he has to remain a little while. Now I'm going to read the next verse because I'm going to bring this together. Verse 11, and the beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes to destruction. Remember Revelation 13. He only has 42 months, has a time period. So he does not continue forever, for an indefinite, elongated period of time. No, he will have his period of time, his reign, but then goes to destruction. Now, let's break this down a bit. Where could this place be? Where this woman, the scripture says that the woman is a city. So where could this be? And where should we be looking out to? I'm going to submit to you that we have a situation here where we have a city that is established upon 7 mountains. If you look up that word mountains, it also means hills. So not necessarily great mountains. Rome, all right, is actually one of those places. In Europe, in Italy, is a nation. All right, the city of Rome is established upon 7 hills. Well, it is my belief that Rome is New Rome, and Old Rome is actually here in this country. The original Rome is actually what I would call possibly a city, a well-known city. And what well-known city do we know of that is also centered upon 7 hills? Anyone want to take a guess? On the East Coast, possibly centered upon 7 hills?
Mary's Land.
Okay. Elder Walker, you hit it right on the head. The capital of this country,
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C., that's right, is set up upon 7 hills: Capitol Hill, Meridian Hill, Floral Hill, Forest Hills, Hillbrook, Hillcrest, and Knox Hill. In addition to that, Washington, D.C. was originally named Rome, Maryland. That was its name before it was changed to Washington, D.C., Maryland. It was called Rome, Maryland. Furthermore, the original property owner was said to be a man named Francis Pope. This is in the deed, okay, in the transfer of property owners. His name was Francis Pope. Interestingly enough, we have a person, okay, who has assumed the role of the head of the Roman Catholic Church. The Bishop of Rome is called Pope Francis. And this person's nickname was Francis Pope on the Tiber. Well, the Tiber is a river that runs through Rome, the city of Rome, but there was a small waterway, stream, creek, that was called the Tiber, okay, in DC, or in what we call, Washington, DC. You also have, you also have a situation where there is the National Arboretum in Washington, D.C. that is said the current narrative is that they brought these Roman columns, which are huge, and they just brought them there to Washington, D.C. But there, it's clearly the ruins of something. Okay, and there's all these Roman columns that are positioned in an area, a wooded, not wooded, but a field area, and it's now a national part of a national park sorts. Okay, reserve. So I think that what we may be looking at is that the city, Washington, D.C., could very well be represented by the woman, all right? Because it is the center. I mean, even there are many prominent politicians who say that Washington, D.C. is one of the most corrupt places, okay, on both sides of the aisle. In our, politicians, Democrats, Republicans will call it corrupt, okay? And we know what has come out of the organization, okay, that has supported the various different wars and you name it, various operations. There's just so much that has come out of, okay, out of that city that is, I would agree, it would be very fitting for the title that's on the forehead of the woman, okay, and has been responsible for the destruction of many, and will probably continue to be the centerpiece for the destruction of even the set apart one.